The Real One team.
Bring your model to life at mcvproducts.com.
What's up, my plastic wrenchers? I hope everybody's blessed out there. Happy Sunday to you. I'm definitely blessed. This is another Model Cars and Coffee hosted by Paul at Love Coast Model Car Builds. I don't have coffee, but I do have nice hot tea. I love this coffee mug. You see where I bought it at. I remember I was down there, had a blast. Only thing about the Bahamas, I didn't see one hobby store down there. I looked it up. When I did that short, those little tin can model cars, that was the only thing I found that was model related. But anyway, on this episode, I want to talk about something that's quite fun if you ever tried it. Have you ever tested your model skills? I have a foolproof way of testing your model skills, and a lot of y'all have already probably done this. I took a build that I did in year 2000, and I just recently built that kit again. That's 25 years. Some of y'all might not have been building model cars that long, or even longer than I have. But that definitely gave me a good assessment of how far my model building skills have come. They have improved greatly since I built that first kit in the year 2000. But even with this one I just finished up, there's always something you could do better. Something you wish you had caught before you got it in paint and clear coat. Same thing with this model. So even though this is the second time I built this kit, I love this car and I want another stab at it. Now, for me to do a thorough assessment, I think you need to wait at the very least 2 years, but preferably 5 years. 5 years to give your model building skills a real assessment. I was just blessed to have a model I built 25 years ago as a great assessment. This model was with me as a young man in the United States Army. When I got out the Army, went to college, I had it set up in my first apartment as a civilian. When I graduated college, moved back home. It was in storage for a while. I bought a house. It was on display then. Then I had to pack it back up when I moved down here to Florida. Started with me in Tampa, worked his way all the way down to Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and that kid has been all over this country. But to no further ado, I want to give y'all my own personal self-assessment of my model building skills. Let's get to the bench. All right, let's first start in the year 2000, when I first built the Revell Snap-Type 1994 Chevy Impala SS. Even in the year 2000, the 1994 through 1996 Chevy Impala SS was one of the hottest cars on the streets. Back then, I was still learning, even though I had started building model cars as a kid. But I think I told y'all I got back into model building when I got in the Army and moved close to home when I was stationed at Fort Knox, Kentucky. But I thought this kit was the truth when I built it. Box stock, built it in a weekend. I was building super fast back then. Had some issues with the hood. This was painted, if I can remember, in a gloss enamel. That's why it's got that shine to it. But you can see all the scratches and everything after 25 years of chugging along with the old Black P.O.E. here. I actually just put a tag on here today. It went 25 years without a tag. It wasn't this shiny. I had a bunch of scratches on there, so I slapped some Pledge floor polish on it to at least keep it from getting any worse. I didn't paint the grill. I just painted the outlier of the Chevy sign, the bow tie. Again, this is box stock. This is what I decided to do with the engine and the engine bay. I noticed today was some decals that came in the kit I didn't put on here. I did put the battery decal on there. Back then, like I said, it was before I went to my first model car show. I was just slapping these kits together. It wasn't until after I went to my first model car show at the Nashville Fairgrounds that I learned what model building really was. I learned so much about how serious model building could get. It took me over 20 years to get to another model car show. Like I told y'all before, do not do that. Do not be intimidated by a model car show. Let it be a pleasant surprise. If you win first, second, third, if you don't win anything, it's about putting your art on the table. I also missed putting my rear view mirror in. What else? I kept it stock with the interior, the classic gray interior that comes in this car. But like I said, when I was building back then, it was a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun now, but it was definitely 100% fun. No stress, no worries, no competition, none of that. And I'm just proud of myself that I kept up with this car all of these years. There's not a lot of interior detailing on the interior as well. Just a good old-fashioned build. That hood was a monster. I think I already said that, but it never closed right. So I had a good base on what I wanted to do 25 years later with my latest 1994 Chevy Impala SS. Let me put my baby to the side right here by my hot tea and show y'all what I came up with in the year 2025. And I just finished this build off this weekend. Now, believe it or not, this was one of my quote unquote quick builds. Now on this build, I built it box stock. Everything except for the wheels and tires package and the brakes on here. That paint job turned out phenomenal. I did strip the grill here and painted it gloss black and painted the whole bow tie this time. This hood on this kit can give you some issues. It's just the angle of it. I push it down, it will go pretty flush. But I did have some spacing in there. But like I told y'all before, this was just for a Christmas build. Real fast for my model car club. Let's take a look at what I did with my engine bay this time. I followed the color recommendations that came in the kit. As you can see, I used all the decals this time, including the battery. I painted the reservoir for the windshield wiper fluid. I painted the reservoir for the coolant. There's different types of black that's required in this engine bay. Gloss black, satin black, and flat black. All three are under this engine bay. Very proud of that. As you can see, that engine block is aluminum, like it's supposed to be. I wasn't doing bare metal foil in the year 2000. I am now. So that's all bare metal foil. Love the badges. This is an aftermarket Minnesota tag. Minnesota, 10,000 Lakes. I think you know what I'm alluding to with this color, this custom pearl plum. This alludes to one of my favorite artists of all times, the late and great Prince. That's why I nicknamed this car that Purple Rain. I went with the peanut butter and jelly. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in my neighborhood, when you got that purple of any type with the peanut butter guts or the peanut butter interior, that's called a peanut butter and jelly. I didn't forget the mirror this time. You see I got more detailing on my door panels and a lot more extras that I will cover when I complete this particular build series. But I just want to challenge other model builders and ask y'all a question as well. What other ways do y'all test your model building skills to see how far you've come? Do you just build the same model years later? Like I said, I think it takes at least 5 years to get a great assessment on how your model building skills have come. But for me, this is 25 years later. So is that the same technique you use? Or there are other indicators that can show you how much you've improved on your model building skills? Let me know. But for me, my whole goal, even though this was a fast build that I'm doing with my club brothers, my ultimate goal was to build it better than I built that black one. And with this custom job I did on this latest Chevy Impala SS, I think I accomplished that goal. But you know us as model builders, sometimes we're never satisfied. So guess what? But even with all the great improvements that I did on this build compared to the first one, I want another shot at it. I just can't help it. I think I can build it even better than this one, even though I love the Purple Rain. Well, that's it for this episode of my latest installment of Model Cars and Coffee over here on One Team Garage. Let's have a great week. And you know how we're going to do that. Let's get to building. One team.
And before you get out of here, don't forget to grab your copy of Master Builder, creating the ultimate model with every build. Link in the description box.